Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. And we're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. There's a link to all of your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com, USAPrepares.com. John is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. I'm Vincent Finelli. And Larry Nichols is with us, and he's going to be with us for hour number 1 and part of hour number 2. Larry Nichols will be going to the hospital during hour number 2 for a test. And if you'd like to call us, now's the time. Let me give you the number. We'll pay for the call. If you'd like to ask Larry Nichols those burning questions that you have about the Clinton administration, how politics works, the dirty underbelly of politics, the lies, the deception that we've all been exposed to, the manipulation of we the villagers. Here's the number. We'll pay for the call. 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. One more time. 866-582-9933. Welcome, Larry Nichols.
Good morning, Vince. How are you, sir?
Larry, I am doing very well. I understand that you are going to be going to the hospital during hour number 2, during part of hour number 2.
Yes, for a test. I'm sorry about that. And by the way, Vincent, to you and your audience, please forgive me for Tuesday. I just got sick. I couldn't do it. And that's not like me, and I want you to know, Vincent, I am sorry. I do not miss programs. I don't. So, because I know it's so much trouble for y'all to get everything booked, and then when somebody drops out or doesn't do, puts you in a bind. So please forgive me, and the audience, please forgive me.
Larry,
I'm here today, and hopefully I can make restitution.
Larry, no apologies necessary. We are very concerned about you. We're very concerned about your health, and you're listed on page 1 of USA Prepares. There's a homework assignment that we have for our class, our worldwide broadcast classroom, and that is there are many posts that have Larry Nichols' name attached to them. Please forward those to your state representatives and say, I'd like you to listen to this. And we would like you to stand on states' rights. That's your homework assignment. USA Prepares, page 1. Kyle in Montana, you're on live with Larry Nichols. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Larry, I got to admit, I've been really busy, and I have not been able to catch every one of your broadcasts, but I plan when we do get internet to get them all and listen to them. But I had a couple of questions that I've just been thinking about. One of them is sort of a two-part question, and one is obviously just another question. But it was rumored and said a lot that when the Clintons were in the White House, they were funneling women to Bill and women to Hillary. And I'm wondering, number one, do you know anything about that? And other part of that is how did they keep that quiet? How has that just been, smothered? And then I was wondering about Bill's brother. But anyway, I can listen off air, Vince, just in case somebody else wants to call in. I'm sure there'll be a lot. There should be a lot.
Well, Carl, if you will, if you need me, Carl, or you have questions, all of you, I'm serious. My number's 440-897-0611. 440-897-0611. I'm here for you. I mean, we've got to communicate, all of us. We've got to learn to communicate. And fortunately, thanks to Vincent, we can communicate to a lot of people at one time. But I think Vince will tell you, that's my home number. I put it up for a reason. And that reason is to get to meet y'all. I'm so honored that y'all are interested enough to help us fight this fight. So please feel free to call me.
Okay.
Now, to answer your question. Bill, it was rumored that Bill had women in the White House and Hillary had women in the White House. Now, the part of what you said about them shuffling women in and out, etc., it wasn't as much a matter of shuffling them in. It was just a matter of they just had the Secret Service, Bill's private life and who he interacts with. He is the president or was the president. So they might say, Mr. President, we don't think you ought to do da-da-da, but they can't stop him if he wants to. Now, in Bill's case, Larry Wallace and Vince Foster rented or leased a house that was owned by the old Louisiana senator that had retired and gone back to Louisiana. They leased his house, and that house they called the Cat House. And so what they would do is they would sneak Bill out of the White House. They'd go over to that house they leased, and they would have their wild parties, drugs, and women. Now, it so happens, Carl, that house, because I've been there, if you walk out of the door of that house and if you could throw a rock 100 yards, you would hit the berm that Vince Foster was found dead on. That's what you would have done. You'd hit it. It butts right up to Fort Marcy Park. Next question about Hillary. The best way I can answer about Hillary and be able to back it up in a court of law, because what I tell y'all, Carl, and Vincent knows this, Vince has got me with the rule. Whatever I say to be true, I got to be able to prove it in a court of law. So every once in a while, somebody will ask me something, Carl, and I'll say, well, this is my opinion, but just take it as my opinion. But if I don't do that, like the thing I'm fixing to tell you here, I've got to be ready to defend myself for criminal libel. And believe me, if I did something that I couldn't prove in a court of law, you can bet all of you $100 to anybody you want that I'd be in the jail overnight. Now, the story I'm about to tell you goes in line with what you were saying. There were two Secret Service people that live up in northwest Arkansas, or moved up there when they retired, and they were on the verge of retiring when Bill and Hillary took office. They were outside the the president's quarters, and they heard yelling and screaming. Now, there's a rule with the White House. The president and first lady's private quarters are off limits. They are not to go in there. That's private matters. They're not to go. So they're standing outside the door to the presidential quarters, and they hear all this stuff. Well, then all of a sudden, Carl, they started hearing glass break and big thumps. Well, they got worried about that, and they just said, okay, we're going, and then they barged in. Now, they told me this story and said they would testify to it in court of law, and I've already got their sworn affidavits. So, when they went in, here's what they found. Do you remember, Carl or Vincent or any of you, do you remember the old TV show Night Court?
Sure.
Night Court. All right. Well, Marcy Post, however you pronounce her first name, was the blonde. I guess she was a prosecutor or whatever she was. Do y'all remember her, that blonde? Good looking.
Not really, but that's okay. Well, continue.
Well, anyway, this pretty blonde that was in that show, well, they go barging in, and guess what? There's Hillary in bed, both of them naked, and Bill Clinton was sitting in a chair. Now, what had happened, Bill came in and caught them in bed together. Hillary told him to get out, screamed at him, get out, and instead of getting out, he pulled up the chair and said he wanted to watch. And that's when Hillary started throwing lamps and stuff at him to make him leave, and then that's when the Secret Service came in. So, yeah, they had their little sexcapades in the White House. And it was very much, Vincent, what helped me get Monica Lewinsky was the point I kept making to everybody back during that time period. There is no way Bill Clinton has changed his spots from what he was here in Arkansas as it related to him hooking up and getting with women. I knew he was. And at that time, we didn't exactly have a whole lot of proof of what was going on. But from that and that attitude that I had, that's how I ended up finding out about Linda Tripp, who told me about Monica Lewinsky. So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, and then what about Bill's brother? How did he fit into all this stuff?
Well, Bill's brother, Roger, was a bit of a problem child. He was wild. And he was always under the wing of his brother, Bill. And Roger was actually driving Dan Lasater, who was one of the major players in the MENA airport, smuggling cocaine into America via that airport in Arkansas, MENA. When I went and watched them come to find out Roger was the chauffeur to Dan Lasater.
All righty, Vince. I'll just listen.
Kyle, thank you. Kyle, thank you so much for calling in.
Carl. I'm sorry, it's Kyle.
Kyle, thanks so much. Larry Nichols and I will be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
This is 109 in the series with Larry Nichols, 109. So if you're interested in learning about the Clintons, how politics works, this is the class for you. And if you'd like to call in, 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. Larry Nichols, Bruce Jenner's been making the news for quite some time now, and this transgender issue is becoming more and more popular in the news. And and Bruce Jenner's not sure if he's a man or a woman, and he's had some reservations, or she's had some reservations, or it's had some reservations. And homosexuality, we're having these homosexual events at the White House. And what is the relationship between all of this and, of course, the agenda to eliminate 85% of us, the villagers, eliminate us because of what's considered overpopulation? What's the relationship with all that and Hillary Clinton?
Well, okay. First off, let me put one more thing into Kyle's question.
Yes.
I had worked with the state police. We knew about the cocaine coming into MENA, or we knew. Anyway, there's a lot of cocaine going on in that day. So I worked with Tommy Goodwin, who was the commander of the Arkansas State Police at the time. And we were going to catch one of these guys in a hotel room in Hot Springs. So I put a camera in the TV set in that hotel room. Well, lo and behold, instead of catching one of the drug guys, who did we catch? Roger Clinton. And there was Roger sitting on the couch, and then the undercover guys asked him, they talk about this, and they asked him about his brother, Bill, whether he did cocaine. And he said, Bill, his brother, had a nose like a Hoover vacuum cleaner. He did so much cocaine. Now, the Hillary relationship with the homosexual community. Part of Hillary's situation is she and Bill came from the world of the yippie, not hippie, but yippie. I mean, they were both hippies and yippies. And she, although she never told me this, Bill did. You know, Bill made the line to me all the time. And Jennifer Flowers, in her book, apparently told her the same thing. He told me all the time that Hillary got more women than he did. How it all connects, her lesbianism or whatever you want to call it, I don't know that that's connected to this global thing and population reduction. I can't say with the certainty. But I do know this. I believe that either man or God, I can't tell you which one, I believe one of the two, man or God, placed AIDS on this earth specifically to kind of reduce that group. I don't know if it was a population remover, but it's there. I just don't believe, I don't know, Vince, I don't know that it's connected to population reduction and her being with homosexuals. They use homosexuals, Vince, as a part of what's called the Broken Coalition. You take all the homosexuals, you take all the blacks, you take all the hippies, you know, and then the hardline Democratic Party people. When you add those up, you have enough votes to win. That's what the queers mean to Hillary.
Do you think that Hillary is interested in fostering, expanding, encouraging the homosexual movement in this country?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When Hillary becomes president, two things will happen just as sure as the sun's outside my door. Number one, she's going to advance the liberalism of being a queer. She's going to push it because that's her world. That's her world. That's her agenda. Now, the other thing she's going to do when she gets elected president is she's going to, within 6 months, make Bill our ambassador to the UN. And then within 6 months after that, because of the work they've been doing with the Clinton Foundation that nobody knows about, they're going to make Bill Secretary General of the UN, which completes the goal that I was given in 1986.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Many are in disbelief today after word of shocking allegations against a Minnesota-based talk syndication company known as GCN. It's claimed that they're the fourth largest talk syndication company in the U.S., making it even more scandalous that they've been accused of helping business owners expose themselves on a massive scale. Let's go live to Tom for more on this story.
It's being called the greatest exposure of our lifetime, while other business owners are beginning to step forward claiming they too exposed themselves with the help of GCN.
It's true, they're all guilty, every last one of them. GCN helped me get the exposure my company needed, and just think, that was years ago. Today, GCN has like 700 affiliate stations and over 6 million downloads from iTunes and their website every month.
Imagine the exposure your company can get. Expose your business to the masses. Email advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. GCN.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with the medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
We've been patiently waiting while you tried to ignore us, waiting while you acted like we didn't exist, waiting for our chance to be taken seriously. The wait is over. GCN is available 24/7 at GCNlive.com. Navigate through news from your favorite hosts and download archives of past shows. Download the app on your smartphone or tablet or visit GCNlive.com for instant access and live streaming. GCNlive.com, the future of talk radio, now at your fingertips.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a silver dollar in a book explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system.
Class Larry Nichols is with us, and this is 109 in the series. And Larry, you were telling us that you were given a goal in 1986, and then we went right into a commercial break. Can you tell us what that goal was?
That goal was to make Bill and Hillary create a dynasty bigger than Camelot. They wanted to be, to be honest, Bill told me he wanted to be in a position to where they did not have to answer to anyone. And they're getting real close to that. Now, what'll happen if Bill is made ambassador to the UN, they have that design, Vincent, using the Clinton Foundation all these years to go into these small countries and then to get their support for Bill when it's time for him to run. So I'm telling you, if Hillary wins, that's what you're going to be looking at. That's exactly what you will be looking at.
So that explains why we have all of this foreign aid to all of these countries that no one or very few of us even knew about, but the billions and billions and billions and trillions of dollars.
Yeah, and remember this, and Vince, remember this, all these little countries that they've been working with, and it may be a country that has a population of 10, but it's considered a country. If it's in the UN, it's got a vote. And that vote's equal to our vote, even though we pay 95% of all the bills for the United Nations and troops, et cetera, et cetera. We just have one vote. It's
Larry,
they're going to get it. Yes, sir.
So our homework is going to be make sure that you send a link, and it's on page 1 of USA Prepares. These 9 interviews, these 9 broadcast classes with Larry Nichols. Make sure you send a link to them to each one of your representatives, your state representatives, and say, you can fix this. And the plan has been delineated within these 9 broadcast classes. Larry, the Secret Service, okay?
Uh-huh.
How did they feel about the Clintons? Now, here's why I'm asking this. So you have Hillary's lesbianism. They know about it. You have Bill's womanizing. They know about it. They know about the parties. They know about the drugs. They know about all of these illegal activities that we would be arrested for. We, the villagers, would be arrested for any one of them. Okay? Destruction of property in the White House. Imagine breaking a lamp in the White House if we ever did that, threw one across the room. Well, what about that, and combine that with knowing, the Secret Service knowing that Bill Clinton had the keys to MAD, mutual assured destruction. He could have unleashed nuclear warfare on this planet, and we all could have been crispy critters. How did they feel about having a guy as reckless, as careless, as self-absorbed as Bill and Hillary?
Vince, they were extremely concerned about the Clintons. As a matter of fact, most all of them, by the time they had gotten into their second term with Bill, most all of the Secret Service had just had it. They hate these people. They hate them because they were treated horribly. You know, what Bill wanted when he wanted his cocaine. What would you do if you were in the Secret Service? He's the president. He wants cocaine. What are you going to do? And they were forced many occasions, as I was told, they were forced on many occasions, if he's going to do cocaine, we at least got to find it and make sure it's tested out clean. And then all of these wild parties and all of the stuff they were doing, these guys were very frustrated, to say the least. They didn't like them. They didn't, and they won't like them now. However, I believe they have met their match with the Secret Service. I believe right up there today, Barack Obama and his wife, I think they're up there pushing the Clintons as far as being hated by the Secret Service.
Could you say that one more time, please? Barack Obama and Michelle?
Yeah, I believe they are competing with the Clintons as far as being hated by the Secret Service. The Secret Service that I have gotten word from, Obama's right up there with the Clintons as far as the Secret Service hating him. Not for the same reasons, apparently, but they do hate him.
Mm-hmm. Larry, you know, when we were attacked in World War II by Japan, it was thought that we had a gun behind every tree in the United States, and that we would be a guerrilla force that would be very tough for the Japanese to invade this country. It'd be a real problem because we had so many guns. Now, is that the reason why some of these politicians are afraid of we the villagers, because we have so many guns? And is that why they want gun registration followed by gun control followed by gun confiscation?
Vincent, your listeners, your students are going to get a word today that they need to write down. It's a word that is a hated word in Washington, D.C. Hated. And that word is empowered. Empowered. One of the reasons Washington is so adamant about taking Christ out of everything. Out of everything. It's simple. Because as Christians, we know where the ultimate power is. It's in our Father, right? They want people to have the ultimate power in Washington. That's who we're supposed to fear. Now, the same with the guns. They firmly believe in Washington, D.C., when it comes time for them to declare the FEMA provisional government, one thing that happens in FEMA provisional government when it's enacted is you're under martial law. And they know in Washington, Vince, that the American people aren't going to take kindly to what's going on under martial law with these folks. So, yeah, they got guns give the American people the ability to be empowered to somewhat control their own destiny. And if not control our own destiny, at least to slow down their destiny they have planned for us. So that's why they got to get rid of them, Vince. They want every gun out of the hands of free people. Because there might just be a day when they pull this FEMA and Americans aren't going to like it. If you don't have weapons, you can't resist. So that's what it's about. Empowerment.
Larry, you mentioned the Secret Service would be required to get cocaine for Bill Clinton, President of the United States. So I'm trying to figure out how this would work. So if one of the Secret Service were told by another Secret Service agent, okay, look, you're junior to me, you go get this cocaine. So now this junior agent has to go out on the street, find it, get it tested. Now, what are the ramifications? Would that junior agent ever be prosecuted for doing the errand of a president?
He sure would. He sure would. You know, he would be the Secret Service, Vincent, they take very seriously the oath that they have taken to protect the president at all costs with their lives. I mean, you're talking about guys and women that are trained every day that if somebody comes up and tries to shoot at the president, they're trained, Vincent, to get in front of him and take the shot, take the round. So when you have a president that is going to do cocaine, then they were put in an awkward position.
Extremely awkward.
If you're going to get it, they at least need to know where it's coming from. But don't worry. Don't worry, y'all. For years, anything they wanted, and I'm not talking about just the Clinton, I'm talking about when there was a guy in the kitchen, I'll just say this, he's gone now. It's not the guy that, by the way, drowned in New Mexico. This is another guy. He's listed as a chef. He was listed as a chef in the White House. His name was Chuck. Now, 4 years, going back to the Kennedy days, it was his job, whenever foreign dignitaries came into town, he would get them whatever they needed or wanted. If they wanted drugs, if they wanted women, if they wanted kids, whatever they wanted, he was honor bound to go get. So,
all at 1600 Pennsylvania. You're saying that there was a man whose title was chef. We, the villagers, paid for this through our taxes, and he was in the business of obtaining drugs, women, and children for the pleasures of foreign dignitaries.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm just telling you, and they told the two that retired up in Northwest Arkansas that were fed up. I mean, they're the ones that told me personally some of the stuff that they had to do in that vein. You know, remember, here they are. Here's Bill bringing women into the White House. Okay, there is something called a security check, right? You're not supposed to be able to come walking into the White House, no matter who you are, if you have not had a security clearance.
Ed in Florida, hold the line, please. Wayne in Missouri, hold the line, please. You're up next with Larry Nichols. I'm Vin Finelli. I think I'm going to get sick. Larry is exposing the underbelly of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
You are an individual with your own thoughts, decisions, and actions. So why should you be penalized for not enrolling in the subpar health insurance mandated by the government? Be truly independent. Visit libertyoncall.org. LibertyOnCall.org is a bold, innovative alternative allowing you to take back control and make your own decisions about your healthcare. Mention this ad when you call to learn more. 800-714-6993. That's 800-714-6993. LibertyOnCall.org. Call today.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Friends, this is Alex Jones for MidasResources.com. For more than 15 years, I have exclusively used Midas Resources for all my precious metal needs. Whether it's bullion or collectibles you're looking for, Midas Resources is simply the best. I own my gold as a hedge against inflation. This Federal Reserve fiat currency could go the way of the Deutschmark and the Weimar Republic anytime. In these historically dangerous times, it makes sense to physically hold gold and silver. Midas already has some of the best deals in the industry. But if you give them a call and mention the radio special, they will give you a list of the day's super specials. Midas brokers are standing by to answer all your questions at 800-686-2237. They also have a lot of informative free literature explaining the opportunities and risk of holding precious metals. They are ready to answer your questions at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
That's disgusting. What's that smell? Roll down your window before I pass out.
It's those nasty fish oil pills I've been taking.
Why won't you just switch to Nutrigold fish oil like I did?
It's fish oil. What's the difference?
Well, my Nutrigold fish oil is sourced and manufactured right here in the USA.
What's so special about that? Aren't they all?
Are you kidding? Of course not. Only Nutrigold fish oil is 100% USA made, which is why it's so fresh.
100% product of USA and fresh? I like the sound of that. So no more fish burps?
No more fish burps. And that's not all. If you go to www.fishoil.best and enter my fish oil, you can save $5 like I did.
That won't be necessary. We can just share your bottle.
Nice try. Get your own at www.fishoil.best.
Sorry.
Get rid of those fish burps for good. Go to Nutrigold's U.S.-made fish oil products by going to www.fishoil.best and get $5 off by entering My Fish Oil at checkout.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Larry Nichols is with us, 109 in the series, and Ed Morvini in Florida. Welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on. Thank you, Larry, for everything that you've done. This has been quite the series, quite the education.
Well, thank you.
Larry, I wanted to ask you.
Everybody's got to learn it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yes, sir. I just had one question for you. I personally believe that the demographics in the states have changed so dramatically that we'll never see a Republican in the office of the presidency again. Not that necessarily it matters, but do you think Hillary will be the last president that we see?
Now, this is one of those things. This is my opinion, okay, Edward? So this is not something I can say with absolute proof, but I believe she will be. Even if she is not, this will be the last election, Edward, we are able to participate in. Last one. If we get to have that, with Obama trying to take over and stop us from having it. The reason I say this will be the last one we have, and there will be elections probably, but they'll be like Cuba and Russia. You see, there's some 20, 30, 40 million illegals in this country. And they're working feverishly in Washington to make them be able to get a driver's license. Now, when they get a driver's license, they're working feverishly to make them be able to vote. Now, when that happens, there will be rooms put together, rooms similar to what I did when I was with the Clintons in Arkansas. We literally had rooms where we'd go through the obits and we'd find people that died. And we made them vote. There will be Mexicans vote in elections that don't know how to speak English and don't even know where a voting booth is or what it is. We, the average American, middle class white, middle class black, or any other thing, this will be the last one we have.
Wow.
Last one. Did that answer you?
Unfortunately, yes, Larry. I appreciate that.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, guys, I'm sorry. I hope somehow with the magic of this radio, I just pray that y'all can feel the sense of pain that I have for this. I was a part of creating this system that's giving them what they want. By the way, speaking of that system, early on when I did your show, Vince, a lady called me and she's with listenupaudiobooks.com. That's listenupaudiobooks.com. Now, she heard us talk, Vince, and she heard about the system the Clintons are using to get elected. And, of course, years ago in 1998, I wrote a book called The Genie's Out of the Bottle. And in it, it tells all the stuff they're going to do. Well, she said, could she redo that? I said, yeah. So if you want the G's out of the bottle in an audiobook form or however they do it, go to listenupaudiobooks.com. And what you'll have when you get the genies out of the bottle, I promise you, you open up the page, it'll tell you exactly what they're doing. You'll know what Hillary's doing before she does it. It's all in that little book.
Larry, I'll do the link on. I'll put the link on the website. By the way, Ed in Florida was a guy who listened to us years ago. He decided I needed a little tweaking of the website, and he decided to rebuild it. He tweaked it into a complete. Yep. So Ed's been at the farm. Ed Marvini, usersite.com, USERSI. GHT, usersite.com,
Ed,
if you'd like to.
Thank you for doing that, Ed, because you participated in making this program possible. And this program is allowing me to come out here and talk to all of y'all and just tell the truth. All I'm doing is just going to tell you the truth with the one exception. If you ask me something that I can't prove in a court of law, I will say this, what I think. It doesn't mean it's, guaranteed in the court of law. But anyway, thank you, Ed. Thank all of you for what you're doing.
We're all trying to do our part.
That's right.
Yeah, Ed.
Vince, I'll let you.
While still alive. Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit guns80.com, guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Okay, honey, I have to ask, and be honest here. Have you been taking a little blue pill? Because things have been pretty good in the bedroom lately.
No, I swear.
You didn't pick anything up at the Pharmacia last month in Cancun?
No.
Well, something's different.
I have been taking that heart and body extract you bought me.
But that's for your heart and to control your cholesterol.
Well, I read HB extract also promotes healthy prostate function.
I never guessed it would work this well,
But you're glad it did.
Oh, yeah.
Heart and Body Extract is a 100% organic formula that promotes a strong heart, healthy arterial flow, better circulation, improves erectile and prostate gland function, and provides youthful energy, strength, and stamina. Find out more at heartandbodyextract.com. Heart and Body Extract paired with healthy heart choices is a winning combination. Call toll-free to order or for free information. 1-866-295-5305. 1-866-295-5305.
I am a 47-year-old female and had a heart attack in 2005. This is Alice from New Jersey. I still get angina, even with 4 stents. I was taking nitro 2 or 3 times a week. The very first day after taking Heart and Body Extract, the chest pain was gone. Now I don't wear a nitro patch.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked, empowered? This is usapreparedness.com. Your dial is set correctly for hour number 2. Larry Nichols is with us. This is 109 in the series. The Clintons. Exposing the underbelly of the system. Larry Nichols, we have joining us Carol. Carol Chapline's with us. And welcome, Carol. Carol, are you there?
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was live. Okay.
Well, now you are, and you're... Larry, would you and Wayne, please hold on. We're going to bring you up in just a minute. I just wanted to introduce Larry Nichols for hour number 2 and Carol Chaplin. Larry, would you tell us who Carol is, please?
Oh, certainly. Ladies and gentlemen, good Lord, 10, 13, 14 years ago, I would do a program, still do it, by the way, on Monday nights with Pastor Ernie Sanders out of around Cleveland. It's called What's Right, What's Left. And he had an assistant in that day, and her name was Carol Chaplin. Now, I have never met Carol personally. I mean, we've never met face to face all these years. But she followed me when I go on the program, and she became intrigued by everything. And then she started, unfortunately or fortunately, she'd have to tell you that, she started getting involved trying to help me. And she's been helping me since that day, and it's been incredible. Now, a few years back, however, she was extremely worried about our country. And I told her she was going to do a blog talk radio program, and I told her back then, forget about Washington. Nothing that we do is going to solve Washington. Washington's gone. The devil has Washington, D.C. What we've got to do is get people interested in their state. That's our line of defense. And since that time, Carol has stayed true, and she has worked with her program, which is specifically for Ohio. She has worked, and Vincent, she's got just a tremendous amount of knowledge of what you got to do inside a state. Now, before Carol comes up, I do want to say, Vince, I'm fixing to become an advertiser of yours. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Well,
You'll be... Wow.
See, I've got this weekend a company's coming in from California, and they're going to shoot a documentary about me or with me. And what I was wanting to do, Vincent, you know, I've got to do my part just like we asked the audience to do. If we can't bring Mohammed to the mountain, I hate to use that saying nowadays, we'll have to bring the mountain to them. So what I thought we could do, much like we did with the Circle of Power and the Clinton Chronicles, let's give everybody a DVD or CD or video, whatever you call it, so that you can pass it around and try to get people's interest perked up. And then it's all designed, Vincent, to draw people to this program. This program, folks, y'all have no idea how many programs I do and have done around the country. And there are very few programs, Vincent, and I'm not being patronizing, I'm telling the truth. Very few programs allow me to answer questions, you know, in my time with my words. And for that, I appreciate you. And then what we're going to do, Vincent, the guy I'm sure is listening that's coming to shoot this thing, I guess he's got an email address. I think it's birdseye.com. A, like, you know, A, and then birdseye, like you're looking from a bird.com. I think that's his email address, and you can get in touch with Chad and find out about it. But we're going to advertise it right here with you, Mr. Vincent.
Well, I certainly am going to do my part. Larry Nichols, we have Wayne in Missouri who's been patiently waiting on the line. Thank you, Wayne, for waiting through top of the hour and during the last segment. Larry Nichols is live with you, and Carol's live with you.
Well, good morning, Wayne, Vincent, and Carol. I hope I'm not jumping subjects here, because the only way I'm listening to you live here is while I've been on hold with you. I usually podcast your show and listen to it later, but last week Larry got me fired up there on the immigration issue, the illegal immigration issue, and I think the problem is a little more complicated than what he realizes. I agree with him about his solutions there about sending employers to jail and stuff like that. That would work, but little more complicated because I don't know how you tell who's an illegal and who's not. The reason I know this is because a few years ago, I used to work for one of these big chicken plants, and I have probably literally hired hundreds or had hundreds of illegal immigrants working for me, and I don't know how you tell who's who because everybody I hired came in, had a state-issued ID, a Social Security card. They had everything that I would expect of everybody else coming in there, whether I've known you for years or you're brand new to me. So I'm just kind of curious what your solution to that would be.
Yeah, Wayne, and you're so right. I'm glad you asked this question because that is a problem. The only way we're going to be able to do it now, right now, is we're going to have to use the E-Verify system, and although it is not perfect, it is a system that we can use, and we can see the good news is, Wayne, an employer, maybe you hire somebody and you know it's not on E-Verify. E-Verify changes, so as it gets updated, that person may be included on E-Verify, and you're going to get caught. Maybe not today, but you're going to get caught. So we're just going to have to use E-Verify. Now, Wayne, I've got a couple of companies that are in the data mining business, and they have asked me to meet with them because they have a system they say is 1,000,000% better than E-Verify that states could use. I will meet with them, and I will see what they're saying. But you're exactly right, Wayne. That's a weak point in the plan because we don't really have a system. I'm sorry?
I've got my fears there about the E-Verify and giving more government and more corporations control over our information because that's how those people are getting up here working anyways. They're not working under false IDs or anything like that. They're working under stolen IDs because I've hired guys in that would not be able to speak a lick of English, and they would have IDs saying that they were Leroy Brown. And it's like, hey, Leroy Brown, are you the baddest man in the town? And so I'm thinking the more information we give, the more information we've got to give to the government proving who we are, is a bigger chance that that's going to get stolen and used by everybody else.
Well, let me tell you this, Chad. You're thinking, first off, your framework, as I hear you speak, is talking to a great extent about the federal system, what it does, how it spies on everybody, and this is just another thing. Let me assure you, Carol is on the phone. Carol, do you remember in Ohio when I put out the bounty, $500 for any business or anybody that turned into me a business hiring illegals? Do you remember that?
I'll never forget it.
Now, we got a bunch of companies. There was a company, Wayne, back then that was the biggest home construction company in Ohio.
Yep.
When I got through with them, they got rid of everyone. And I got calls from people that were sheetrockers, bricklayers, roofers, and they thanked me for getting their jobs back. It worked. Now, the key, Wayne, is doing it at the state level. See, when you go the state rights angle and you go at it from the state, Wayne, you can talk to your state representative. He or she just lives around the corner. And that person's got to see you every day. So that's where we have this thing I'm telling you about communication. You and I talking right now. This is the system that we're developing. And when you get off this program, you can call me at home. We're going to all communicate. We're going to talk. And I promise you, although it might be a little rough in the beginning, you will find that when we put 5 business owners in jail and fine them, there won't be a problem with this anymore because they'll just not hire them. You know, Wayne, that was the thing you had. You didn't know But I'll guarantee you this, guys, the plan that we will adopt for a state, just so that y'all know, if a man comes up and he's got Larry Nichols' social security card number, etc., and a driver's license with his picture on it, but it's my driver's license, and he can't speak a stitch of English, guys, you know what you got. Think about it.
At the time, we kind of knew what we got, but I'm also going to say this, which this has been over 10 years ago. The economy's changed, and I don't think it's the case anymore. But at the time, our plant there paid more. We were paying 50 cents more an hour than any other factory around, and I couldn't hire in a bona fide American. They weren't there, but at the other plants that were paying $1 less, they'd be lined up out the door waiting to get in. So
I know. Buddy, I know, Wayne, but you're going to find that as we develop this system, once we find a state that's willing to do this, all of this stuff will get worked out, and it'll get worked out at the place that can be worked out. That's at the state level.
Wayne, thanks so much for your call. Larry Nichols is with us.
Wayne.
Carol is on the line, and we're going to continue this broadcast for another 40 minutes. Please don't touch that dial. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Do you owe the IRS money? Do you have years of unfiled returns? Has the IRS garnished your wages or put a lien against your house? The IRS has the power to make you pay back what they claim you owe and will stop at nothing to collect. If you are losing sleep over your IRS tax problem, there is a solution. Call Signature Tax now. Speak with our professionals and feel the weight of your tax burden lifted from your shoulders. Call 800-643-4661 for your free and confidential analysis on ending your tax nightmare. We can help get your life back on track and give you the fresh start you deserve. Our A-plus BBB rated tax resolution team has over 125 years of combined experience to get you the best deal possible while stopping the IRS dead in their tracks. Call Signature Tax now at 800-643-4661. Call 800-643-4661. Again, that's 800-643-4661. 800-643-4661.
Everyone says or does something silly once in a while, but once that embarrassing thing is on the internet, it can spread like a terrible rash. Put it to rest. Get a free expert analysis today from Reputation.com. It only takes 30 seconds. 800-831-0771. We protect your online image by helping to make sure that when people search for you or your business, they find the most current, accurate information possible. Reputation.com, because word travels fast. Call for a free analysis today. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Then get on board with the Tax Admiral and let us steer your way to financial freedom.
The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. They can freeze your bank accounts, seize your car, home, will garnish your paychecks and benefits.
Don't take on the IRS alone. I can fight for you using industry secrets that can help stop the IRS. I'll cut your penalties, slash your interest, and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company with over 30 years experience helping people clean up their mess with the IRS. And we have a 95% customer satisfaction rating.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, are facing an audit, a lien, or levy, then call me right away.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180.
800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at patriotnecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
Larry Nichols is with us. Carol Chapline's with us. Larry, do you have a preference for who you'd like to see as president and vice president going forward?
Well, what I think I would like to see, and I've known Donald Trump for some 20 years, and if he's real, and I'm starting to think maybe he is, I would be for him as president and Carly Fiorina for vice president. And the reason I would do that is simply because I'm not sitting here and telling y'all that Donald Trump's the greatest moral person you've ever met in your life. I know what he is, as does most people. But I can assure you this, we can't do just a heck of a lot worse than what we've done now. And we need to break the cycle. Now here again, see, look at me, Vince, I'm talking about Washington again as if it made a difference. But, you know, we've gone the route with politicians that have been politicians every day of their life. That's wrong. And to do it again is absolutely the definition of crazy. I mean, it truly is. So,
okay, let's talk. Okay, let's talk about Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden went to university, and if you type in Joe Biden, plagiarism, you'll find out that, well, he did. He's a plagiarist. So now we're looking at a guy who's a plagiarist at the university level, running for president. Years ago, they had a nickname for Joe Biden, and it was Jumpin' Joe, because he would switch how he was going to vote before votes. He would change his mind at what seemed to be at the whim of whatever. And Jumpin' Joe, the plagiarist, is running for president. What do you think?
Well, Vince, I'm going to have to get off here after this, but I'm going to tell you, this scares me. Joe Biden announcing, if he does, that he's running for president scares me. You see, the whole thing with the email, as it was broken by the New York Times, folks, don't be deceived. That's Hillary bringing that out. Our system that she's following exactly says that you must run as the underdog. She didn't do that the last time against Obama. She came in like she was the designated person, and she lost. This time, she's working to make herself the underdog. Everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, Obama. You see, Obama knows what I know. If he is planning, Vincent, to pull the FEMA provisional plan, if he's fixing to pull it or he's planning on pulling it, he knows what I do. There's only two people in this country that could block him and have enough power to block him, and that's Bill and Hillary. So, all of a sudden, here comes the FBI going after Hillary. Now, who's the FBI? That's the Department of Justice. It's under Obama, and it's the appointed head of the FBI, that Lynch woman. Obama brought that against Hillary. That's the thing that might make Hillary have to get out. And if Biden gets in, folks, put this down. If Biden gets in, I think we are seeing that Obama, without a doubt, is going to pull off the FEMA transitional thing. And he just needs Biden to do it. Now, that's what scares me. That's why if Joe Biden gets in this race, Vince, I'm scared. I don't know that they're going to declare a crisis. It's going to happen. then what they'll do to Hillary, so y'all know, because I've been involved in this, seems like all my life, what they're going to do to Hillary is go to her and say, now, Hillary, here's the deal. You either back out of this race, and if you do, everything's going to go away and you live happily ever after the rest of your life. If you don't back out of this race, we're going to prosecute you. And then there's no way with us prosecuting you that you can win. So you're either going out with your head held high, or you're going out as a criminal.
Larry, are you on your way to the hospital right now?
Yes, sir, I am. That's right. I've got a couple of minutes. Just remember this, folks. My phone number is 440-897-0611. You can call me. Give me about an hour to get through the test. Vincent, thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry. Carol and I will be right back.
We've been patiently waiting while you tried to ignore us, waiting while you acted like we didn't exist, waiting for our chance to be taken seriously. The wait is over. GCN is available 24/7 at GCNlive.com. Navigate through news from your favorite hosts and download archives of past shows. Download the app on your smartphone or tablet or visit GCNlive.com for instant access and live streaming. GCNlive.com, the future of talk radio, now at your fingertips.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it led back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a silver dollar in a book explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
At 30dayfoodsupply.com, two of our top priorities are providing quality food at a reasonable price and protecting your security. When you call 800-700-2184, we will never record your phone call and never ask for your personal information, like how much food you have stored or where you keep it. We'll also never store your credit card information and email address on a computer. Your email address will never be shared or sold. We'll never limit the number of boxes you can purchase. We'll never use outside packers or use relabeled food from another company. Our meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and everything is packed with oxygen absorbers and Mylar pouches under our direct supervision at our plant in Oregon. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from their producers in Oregon and then passing the savings on to you. Call 800-700-2184 and purchase our 30-day 90-serving emergency food supply for only $99, and $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit our website, 30dayfoodsupply.com, or call 800-700-2184. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com at 800-700-2184.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it led back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson. I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free tactical scarf for a limited time with any body armor package. That's CATIarmor.com. Come and take it.
Hi, this is Walt Augustinowicz. I'm the founder and CEO of ID Stronghold. By now you've heard our commercials about wallets that protect you from electronic pickpocketing. 10 years ago, I created a way to protect my own cards from prying eyes after government officials started talking about issuing a national ID card with a built-in radio chip called RFID. I felt having to broadcast my personal information was an invasion of privacy. Soon after, it was also announced that credit cards, debit cards, U.S. passports, hotel room keys, and even transit passes would all soon incorporate RFID. It was then I formed ID Stronghold to share my inventions in blocking RFID signals with the world. There are a lot of misconceptions out there today about RFID. I encourage everyone to get informed and get protected. Please go to idstronghold.com and get the facts and the wallets, sleeves, or badge holders you need to protect your personal financial data. You'll be pleasantly surprised that through our direct sales model, you won't pay more than other comparable unprotected wallets. It is as though the protection is free. Visit idstronghold.com today.
Class, Larry Nichols is on his way to the hospital for another test. And I'd like you to consider, for those of you who are inclined to pray, I'd like to ask that you consider adding him to your prayers.
Yes.
Larry Nichols is exposing the underbelly of the criminal enterprise known as politics. It's a dirty, disgusting, deceptive business.
Yes.
It's ripe with pedophiles and perverts and people with loose morals who are willing to do whatever it takes to get ahead. So please consider adding him to your prayer list. I believe, Carol, correct me if you don't think this is correct, that Larry Nichols is exposing this because he was part of it. He was part of the deception. He was part of the polling, the confusion,
yes,
helping us to be confused about what's really happening or was back then. And he has decided that in the remainder of his life, he is going to set the record straight and expose the underbelly and help us turn the ship around. You think that's right?
Yes. And how that all started, he will tell you. He has a testimony of one night.
Can you speak up? Can you speak up a little bit, please?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Is that better?
Much.
Okay. In his home one evening, because after he had been through his, when Bill Clinton tried to destroy Larry and out him and destroy his life and his family, Larry just got to his knees where he became so broken. And of course, he was all part of that corruption. He was the creator of a lot of it, the designer of a lot of it, the promoter of a lot of the corruption. That was what he did then with the Clintons, and as he calls the mafia, the Arkansas, mafia. And so that, but then when Bill and he had their disagreement and argument, when he called Bill on using and laundering drug money, and then creating an agency in the Arkansas government to launder that money through, and Larry found out, then that's when they fell apart. That's when the two fell apart, and then Bill ousted Larry and destroyed his life and his family and everything that he owned. All right, so Larry finally got to the point where one night in 1987, he went to his knees and he said, God, I can't get any lower. And he gave a prayer to the Lord. And he stood up and his whole life was turned around. And the Lord told him, this is what Larry will tell you in his testimony. The Lord said that it's okay for you to tell the truth. But first, you have to tell the truth about yourself. And there's nothing that Larry hasn't done, pretty much, other than maybe to safeguard somebody else's life, that he doesn't tell you about and confess. And so that was the beginning of him coming out of that corrupted life and changing his heart from evil to righteousness and goodness and honesty. One night when he fell to the floor. So, now with that, then everything else now has progressed to this very moment that you and I are speaking. And that's when he took Bill through the impeachment. I don't know how many of your listeners know that Larry single-handedly fought every congressman, every senator, every obstacle that hell had, single-handedly, to bring that impeachment to Bill Clinton. Can you imagine walking into Washington D.C. down into that vast machine all alone and standing in front of it? Listen, folks, picture in your head this vast machine coming at you by the hundreds, the 400 and some senators and the 100 senators and the 400 and some congressmen plus everybody else coming at you with their power. And there stands Larry Nichols, an unknown from Arkansas, fighting every one of them, and created congressional hearings. And there's two people in our nation's history that went to the United States Supreme Court, as they say, pro se. They were not legal attorneys, or they went pro se before the Supreme Court. And the first one was Davy Crockett. He tried it, and he lost. And then there was another man that went twice before the Supreme Court and won both times, and that was Larry Nichols. You know, and so his life and the depth of this man and his brilliance that God created in him, his abilities, his brilliance, his experience. On this, he's a global. You know, I'm speaking of he's a globalist, not in the term that we've used it now. But I mean, there's no place I don't think that on this earth that Larry hasn't walked. And he can take you through the times that he's been in Iraq with the president of Iraq, Talabani, and how they together teamed up and went through Iraq trying. Do you remember the time when all of a sudden there was an exposure that someone had gotten into Iraq and had filmed Saddam Hussein's his infanticide, where he gassed or poisoned 300 people, and somebody got in there and took the films? Does that ring a bell with you, Vin?
Sure.
Okay. Well, the person carrying that camera and took those films was Larry Nichols. He was sent over there to get it. He knows Iraq like the back of his hand. You know what? There's so much. So it's just bringing it down to where we are today, is that, folks, he's just a unique man, and he's a humble man. He isn't looking for fame. He's not looking for glory. He just wants to, after what he created. You see, he designed this plan with the Clintons, and now he's trying to warn people and tell people for years what it is and what it'll do if you don't stop it. He created it.
You know, Carol, there are many of us who are listening to this broadcast who probably feel, you know, I have some sins of my own. And let me give you an example, and I'm using sins in quotes. When I was in banking, I was part of the machine, and I built some tracking systems that were necessary for the bank. And, you know, I was told this will improve the customer's experience. I built a system with some others who, it was one of the first audio response systems in the country, where you press 1, press 2 when you're on your phone, and you get your balance and so forth. I was involved I was like the head of the department that did that. And so as I look back at some of the sins, you know, I felt that I was really doing the right thing back then. I felt that when I was designing computer systems that would help the students' experience with computer-assisted learning, so they could learn faster and be smarter and have remediation, for the things that they didn't quite understand with computer technology. And I thought I was doing the right thing, but it's been twisted. And now these technologies are being used against us. And so I'm sad about what I did. And I have a feeling that Larry Nichols is sad about what he's done. Yeah. And he's trying to expose it from the inside so that, as you said, we can fix this. But he has paid a tremendous price. Now, when we say that he's sick, he is sick, right? Physically.
Yeah.
And when he was broken financially, wasn't he?
Oh, he lost everything. Lost everything. Because I'll tell you what, when you do what he did to Bill Clinton, you don't get a job in Arkansas. As well respected as he was before, he was, I mean, people would cross the street. If he was walking down the street with his family, people would see them and cross the street so they didn't have to pass him on the same side. He could not get a job anywhere doing anything. And guess what, folks? He said, you know what, Carol? He said, if I have to go out and pick up pop bottles and turn them in, he said, I will. He said, I've got to do something. I've got to work. I've got to work. I've got to work. And he
You know, I don't know if I should.
Just let me tell you this, because this is one thing. And he meant what he said, folks. This is how humble he is. He went to Kroger's down there and started taking he got hired on. The one guy that knew him for years said, Larry, you know, yeah, I'll hire you. Yes. He said, I don't have much for you to do, but I'll hire you. He said, well, what can I do? He said, well, you can take the carts out of the parking lot and bring them back in. Larry did that.
He's on oxygen.
He wasn't then. He wasn't then when he was working.
You know, we have all these freeloaders who are bleeding us dry, and here we have a guy that actually needs help.
Yes. Yes.
How did you?
Yeah, and you know what? And he needs help, Vincent, not just to, quote, get better, but to continue on his fight for this country. That's all he wants to live for.
Carol, he has cancer.
Yes.
Multiple cancers.
Yes. And when you have all the drugs and stuff that he's had to fight it, plus his other issues, I don't know how anyway. So as you know, one drug leads to another, and you get that, and then you have to take another one to overcome that reaction, and then you take another drug to overcome the reaction of that drug and how that goes. And you have to do your copay on every aspirin you buy.
Carol, when we come back, we'll have about 6 minutes. Will you share with us what Larry has taught you and the FBI files, the perverts that we have in Washington,
yes, and
D.C.
I have a story you'll like about that.
Yeah. Carol Chapline. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pileski of the Pileski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tones to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.
We've all heard the news stories. Another shooting, and they're getting worse. That's why Infidel Body Armor introduces Infidel Fridays, exclusive 24-hour insider deals to save you money and possibly save your life. Make it a favorite when you log on to InfidelBodyArmor.com. Then be sure to visit each and every Infidel Friday to get special insider pricing, but for 24 hours only. That's InfidelBodyArmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
Carol Chaplin's with us, and we're talking about Larry Nichols. We're talking about the underbelly of the political system in Washington, D.C. And Carol, what has Larry taught you?
Oh my! I can't even begin, Vincent. Because he took me out of a false world and put me in the real world. He said to me one day on the phone, he said, you have no idea. He said, you don't know about the real world. He said, you have no idea what the real world is. I said, well, yeah, Larry. I mean, geez, didn't just come out from under a rock. Of course I know about the real world. He said, no, you don't. And I said, well, prove it. Well, he started taking me into the real world. It was like taking me off of this planet and putting me on Mars. But the thing is, I never doubted a word he said, and I absorbed it like a sponge. And but I want to tell you a story before, in the short time that we have, that I think you'll find very interesting in your listeners. Is that on Ernie Sanders' radio program, Larry came on every weekly, and he was telling us about the FBI file, how it had been delivered to his home, and what was in it. And so it became known as the bag. You know, what's in the bag, who's in the bag, and what about them, you know, was in the FBI file on each and every person. And so we just called it the bag. Okay, so this one day in the office, because I worked in his office, and I got a call from a woman, and she said, and I'm not going to identify the U.S. congressman, but she said, you know, I would like to talk to you. I hear Larry Nichols on the program, and I hear him talking about the FBI files in the bag. And she said, you know, I just have some interest now. She worked for this, you know, U.S. congressman. And we said, yeah, fine. So we met her for lunch. And the first thing she said as she was taking off her coat sitting down, now I'm just going to use a generic name, but she said, is Bob in the bag? And I looked at her and I said, yeah, Bob's in the bag. She was sent from that office to find out what she could find out. Now, and I mean, she just was very quiet and stunned. We had our lunch and we said goodbye. All right, the next few months later, I was in Washington, D.C., in that person's office. And I saw her, and she was hosting someone. She was hosting a group of people. And before I left, I got her. Oh, I went to each and every one of his staffers. And I said, because this was in January, election was in November. And I went to each and every one of his staffers, and I said, how's the campaign going? Oh, yeah, it's going good. I'll never forget Peter. And I said, Peter, how's the campaign going? And he said, oh, yeah, it's going good. I said, is it really? I said, I wouldn't be as sure of that as you're sounding. He said, well, I mean, you know, yeah, but it's going okay. I said, okay, Peter. All right, so I went through every staffer and asked them, you know, you better start looking for another job. Well, they just said, who is this woman? You know, get her out of here. All right. So anyway, before I left, this one woman that did take us we met for lunch, I caught her eye, and listen, Vince, I mouthed to her because she was across the room, and I mouthed to her, he's not coming back. And come November, he did not get reelected. He was in the bag.
So I take it that the information was released and that person was exposed.
Got around.
Yeah. Carol, when you get a chance, would you send me a link to your broadcast so I can put it on USA Prepares and include you on the list of instructors?
Because we didn't get a chance to talk about the states' rights, but that's what we talk about on my program.
Let's schedule you for that. Class Bunker Files will be a rebroadcast today. We're going to be talking about the WebBot report.
Okay.
Above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. preparedness.com. That's USAPREPARES.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
That's the sound your brain makes when you realize you're buying something and forgot the coupon. Online or in a store, knowing that you're missing a deal is the worst. You need the app from Retail Me Not right now. Get thousands of coupons from 50,000 stores like Kohl's, Domino's, Best Buy, and more with crazy deals like 60% off, free shipping, and free gifts with purchase. You can get a text invite to download the Retail Me Not app 100% free right now for Apple or Android. Just text the code UPDATE to 42767. Then just show your phone at checkout to save. It literally couldn't be easier. It's 2015. Keep your coupons in your phone. Stop what you're doing and text UPDATE to 42767. Listeners will get a text with a link to download it 100% free. Never forget another coupon again. Text the code UPDATE to 42767 right now. That's UPDATE to 42767. Message and data rates may apply. For terms and privacy, visit Retail.